Golf Central on YouTube, brought to you by Apex Irons from Callaway.
Hello, I'm Anna Whiteley, always delighted to be alongside Amanda Blumenhurst. We're coming to you live from the Atlanta Athletic Club, and this is your Golf Central update. All right, well, opening round of the KPMG Women's PGA Championship got underway today here in Atlanta, and this is your round one leader. Lizette Salas went out there with an absolute bang with a bogey-free opening round, 5 under 67. It's the first time she's broken 70 in the opening round of the KPMG Women's PGA Championship in her 10th start, and she caught up earlier with our very own Amy Rogers.
I felt good. I felt good during my warm-up. I felt good coming into this week, and just kept on the game plan, stayed on course, and really trusting the process that I've been on. And you know, it was I hit the ball well, hit a lot of hybrids into this course, and rolled a few putts in, capitalized on a few par fives, and you know, I'll take the -5.
When we talked earlier this season, you told me you've been working so hard on your game. You've had 2 top 10s in your last 4 starts. What do you feel like's really come together for you with your game over these last few weeks?
I think it's more so my mental game. It's realizing that I'm capable of playing in majors and contending, and really bring back the Lizette from 2019 and 18. And you know, there's a big goal at the end of this in a few months with the red, white, and blue. So I have to go to work. Really want to make that team. Don't want to rely on a captain's pick, but you know, it all comes down to hitting shots and making putts. So we're off to a good start.
You touched on the Solheim Cup. You 4 times have been a member of that U.S. team, and Captain Pat Hurst said not too long ago she's really only going to be looking at people inside that top 20 in the standings. You recently climbed into that top 20. How has making that team motivated you over this last year? Well, I haven't checked that standings just because I don't want to pay attention to that. I want to pay attention to my routine, my process, and if it happens, it happens. But being on that team is a huge motivation for me. It's a tremendous honor, and for it to be my 5th consecutive Solheim, it would mean the world to me. But you know, we just have to take it one day at a time, and for me, it's playing boring golf. It's hitting fairways and greens and rolling a few putts here and there. So just got to go back to work these next few days and hope for the best.
So an impressive opening round from the 31-year-old Amanda, and she also sort of touched on, when she was talking to the media, about the fact that she's kind of been struggling a little bit over the last 12 months with who she is, her identity, not really loving herself, not being able to play out on the LPGA Tour due to COVID, and losing the essence of who she is. And it's been a real battle for her to come back and find the joy and find the happiness and just to love herself again. How much can you sort of tap into what she's saying?
Oh, it's very relatable. I felt that way a little bit on tour. It's so easy to define yourself by your results, and if you're not playing well, you get more down on yourself. And she said she missed playing due to COVID, and so that was making her just the depression, or just not loving herself, she said. And she was afraid on the golf course. She was afraid when she teed it up, and you can't play afraid. And so she's had a ton of help during the off season, the beginning of this season. She missed the first 3 out of 4 cuts, and then pure silk, she really turned it around. And since then, she's had 2 top 10s, as a 5th place and a 6th place in the last 2 events that she has played. So she is really turning it around. She said she's happier on the golf course, and then also a bogey-free 67 in a major championship is going to put a smile on really anyone's face. But just I've been speaking about it to the media, telling that she was struggling mentally. I think that's really going to free her up as well, and put her in a good position.
Having the confidence to speak about mental health is something that we're really appreciating hearing from elite athletes, and particularly professional golfers at the moment. It feels like it's an open space, and it's something that players are feeling more comfortable doing. We heard Nelly Cordia earlier this week say how much she was inspired by Matthew Wolff and Bubba Watson coming out last week at the US Open and say, I've been really hard on myself, and golf can be really tough. It's an individual sport, and when you're not enjoying yourself, it can suck the life out of you. But I mean, her performance today has got to be a feel-good factor.
A very feel-good factor, and then she's also going to be able to take that with her for the rest of this tournament, for the the season going forward, and you heard her talk about the Solheim Cup. She loves the Solheim Cup, and right now she said, I don't know where I am on the standings. We know she's 19th right now in points, so she has a ways to go to make the Solheim Cup team, but a win here for sure will bump her up in the point system and also put her on Captain Pat Hurst radar for maybe even a captain's pick. But just getting that joy back on the golf course and off the golf course as well.
Yeah, well, it was a really impressive opening round. Bogey-free, 5 under 67 for Lizette Salas. But just one stroke back lurks Englishwoman Charley Hull, and she caught up with the media alongside a few other contenders earlier today.
Yeah, I played pretty solid. I feel like I'm in a good headspace at the minute, just out there having fun. You know, I could have been lower, but then I hold some good putts as well. So it was good.
What makes a good headspace for you?
I'm going home Monday, so I can't wait to see my friends and family. But just out there enjoying it. I've been suffering a little bit with like being out there, being away from my family for so long sometimes. So I'm just out there just trying to enjoy it as much as I can.
I think there's nothing that I really can complain about today. I putted really good out there today. You know, it's just, hard to hit 180-yard shots with mud balls and just don't know where it's going to go. And I mean, just that hole, where I made the triple, it was just, like a really good example. Well, I just really tried to, not to get to myself, I just thought that it was just really unlucky break. And, it's, sometimes it's just, really gets to you and, why is this happening to me in a major championship? And, I've done that before and it doesn't really help. So I just thought, I'm probably not going to be the only one who's going to get mud balls out here.
I know you had putted left hand low in the past, but you went back to it just last week, was it? And what does that do for you as a player? Does it give you a little spark when you have a bit of a change?
It's new. I mean, kind of fresh. You're a little bit more nervous because you haven't done it in a while, and it's a new sensation. And under pressure, you don't really know if you can trust it so much. But it's worked out well, and it worked out well in the past. So I was a little bit more comfortable. But last year, I was very hesitant, and actually, I switched to it the week of British, and I knew I was fine after that. If I could play in that weather with left hand low, then I was good.
So Nelly Korda coming off a record tournament win last week at the Maya LPGA. Obviously, there is going to be pressure on her. She's the number 3 ranked player in the world, the highest ranked player without a major to her name. But Jessica as well. I mean, both of them really strong opening rounds of 69 and 70. They're in contention.
Yes, Jessica has a little bit more to play for as well, besides the fact that neither Korda sister has won a major, so they have to put that feather in their cap. And Jessica's also playing to be that 4th spot on the Solheim Cup. She is only 0.03 points ahead of Allie Ewing, and if she stays within the top 15 in the world rankings, she's currently sitting at 13. She will make Team USA and join her sister there on that team. So she has kind of that tournament within a tournament, trying to win a first major, but then also make the Olympics.
Yeah, she'd also join her brother as well. Sebastian Korda would also be heading to Japan playing with the tennis side as well. So all 3 Korda siblings could be off for the Olympics. It's always, you never want to compare them because they're both individually such strong players. But if you had to pick one of the sisters to break through first on a major stage, who do you think it would be?
Nelly Korda is playing stronger right now, even though Jessica got her by a shot today, just coming off of a win. We've seen with a 62 on Saturday, followed up with 67. I really like Nelly's game right now.
Alrighty, well, that is your opening round summary of the KPMG Women's PGA Championship. We are back tomorrow with everything you need to know from the Atlanta Athletic Club. Have a wonderful evening. We will see you then.